What's going on, YouTube? It's Lenny G on the way to the gym. I had quite an evening last night, and I still owe you guys this 12-mile run. I still owe myself this 12-mile run for this weekend that I've been procrastinating on this entire weekend, partially due to unexpected foot soreness, and then partially just due to me having anxiety and fear about running 12 miles. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it, but it needs to be done. It must be done at the end of the day. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And this process is necessary in order to get to where we're trying to go. I'm going to deal with the pain after. Going to endure the pain during the course of this. Go grab a couple foot wraps to wrap my feet tonight afterwards so that they can have a little bit of recovery, and gonna keep it pushing because hey, this marathon is gonna continue. I need to start taking recovery things more seriously. I need to look into more options for recovery, especially at this age. I need to understand about cupping. I need to understand about cold plunges. I need to understand about red light therapy. I need to understand all these things and gain access to these things, whether it's through my gym or through some alternative means. Planet Fitness does not have these options available. They do have the massage beds, which is better than nothing, but they're the economy gym for a reason. I signed up to check out an Anytime Fitness, not too far from me, to see if that would be an appropriate option as well, because they're open 24 hours. That was one of the benefits or former benefits of Planet Fitness, is that they used to be open 24 hours, but they're not anymore. I don't know what made them decide after COVID that it wasn't necessary, but every so often I'll check different Planet Fitnesses Google reviews, and one of the consistent comments you'll see all over is, why is it not 24 hours? When are you guys going to be 24 hours again? So at this point, I wasn't ready necessarily mentally to go do this, but if I don't do it now, then the only way I'd be able to do it is if I were to go out somewhere and it's cold. And all of these things are factors, and I don't want to use these as excuses. And even as I'm saying them, and I look at some of the guys who I follow online, makes me feel like a bitch, if I'm being quite frank. You know, I don't know. I think you have to be smart. I think if you're genuinely injured, then you have to take care of that, or else it's going to reduce your ability to perform in the long run. I don't think I'm legitimately injured. I just think I'm sore, and my body is continuing to go through, continuing to grow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate it out. I'm going to do, because at Planet Fitness, you can't do a whole stretch of, the numbers don't add up for what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to say. The numbers won't add up at Planet Fitness because I'm trying to do 12 miles. And in order to hit 12 miles, I don't know what the numbers would have to be, but I'd have to probably do a sub 8-minute mile in order to get it under the 99-minute limit for one session on their treadmills. So I am going to do 2 6-mile sessions consecutively, maybe with a short break in between, check-in break, bathroom break, whatever. Each of those sessions is going to be 60 minutes, 10-minute miles. And afterwards, I'm going to go get some wraps to wrap my feet up. And also this week, I need to see about whatever options. I know I keep talking about health and everything and talked about it in yesterday's video. Like getting married for the sake of getting healthier. And if that should be a thing. Another thing I'm dealing with tonight too, which, I don't know if it's good or bad, but I went out last night. I had an amazing time, but, I'm dealing with a hangover. And I won't say a hangover, but I don't drink much. At this point in my life, I don't drink much. But last night, me and my friend ended up drinking a lot. We went out in Brooklyn and it was a good time. We went to some of my old spots out there. It was a good time for sure. So now I'm in the process of getting my body right for this run. Fuck, I forgot to take a pre-workout. And I forgot to take a pre-workout. It's okay. I'm going to dig up the energy for this. The pre-workout does make it easier, but it's not necessary. I don't really think the pre-workout is necessary. I don't know how measurable the difference is, especially if you've gotten enough sleep. Like it's caffeine boost and all that kind of stuff, but like I've gotten enough sleep. Maybe I'll have this as a pre-workout. This is a double shot, only what you need protein shake that I have, but it's a double espresso shot. So hopefully I don't regret drinking this, but it's not as heavy as when I drank that protein smoothie that time that it made me cramp up before my run or during my run. Every time we're learning new things. And once I get through this, not to say that it's going to get significantly easier, but it's a scale back week next weekend. So I'm only due for 7 miles. So yeah, we're going to get it. I'm rolling up to the gym pretty close here now. And I'll talk to you guys soon. All right. Yeah, I had to run and get my water. All right. I don't even have time to do the most appropriate stretch. Yeah, I'm gonna skip that. You know what? I'm just gonna go. Cause I gotta get started. This is a wild ass run, This whole circumstance is wild as fuck. Everything is working against me, but in my mind, I know that I'm gonna do this. So, 2 sessions. I'm gonna go between 6 miles per hour and 6.5 miles per hour for the majority of the time. 6 miles per hour for the majority of the time, though. All right, let's get it. 10-minute miles. 10-minute miles.
So basically, a lot of us aren't prepared for life. We get up willy-nilly and just hope life is gonna happen. It is gonna happen, but it's gonna happen with a prepared mind or an unprepared mind. Most people attack life with an unprepared mind. What I do is I try to account for all things that could happen, might happen, probably will happen, and then the unknowns. So basically, I can't account for everything, but I do know there could be some things that come up in life that you need to be ready for. I know for a fact I'm not gonna wanna work out tomorrow. Therefore, I'm preparing my mind for that. I don't wanna do that. I know tomorrow will come with some difficult decisions to make. It may come with getting a phone call saying someone died, this happened, that happened. I'm always preparing myself, not in a morbid way, but just like, look man, be ready for life. Don't let life just start attacking you left and right. Make sure that you start to build a mental armor so then you're ready for life. And that comes with a very physical way, and the physical helps out the mental. I realized at a young age how to change myself was through discipline. And the military didn't teach me that. It was something I realized I had zero discipline, zero self-discipline. And I realized I have to start developing this. And I started really because I was horrible at reading and I was horrible at writing. I have so many learning disabilities, it's not even funny. So I just sit down at the table and spend so much time in this, reading and writing and learning. And that kind of translated over to my self-discipline with working out. So that's where it started. I started when I was about 16 years old and said, well, I'm a 4th grade reading level. You know, let me go ahead now and start really focusing because I'm not gonna get in the military because I got to pass the test.
Yeah.
So that's where it started for me. It's more important to own your weaknesses. You got to really triple down on those, man. Because why? You want to become a full human being. We like to run away from weaknesses. Like for instance, if you're good at running, all you want to do is run. If you're great at reading, you have several books. But we don't do those things that we're not good at. So for me, I realized, man, like I keep on running away from these things I'm not good at. I have to dive into these things. I have to become one with these things, and that's what happened. And so I own them both, and I talk very openly about them both. I see a whole bunch of people walking around out here who have no idea how talented they truly are. And I'm talking about talent, like some God-given ability. Talent that sometimes you have to hone, and you have to work on, and you have to harness yourself. And they just walk around just on their phones, just clueless to how powerful they are. The biggest thing you have to do is shut off technology. You have to go dark. And what I mean by that is you have to be quiet in your mind. Get away from people. We love being around people. We love talking. We love parties. We love all that. It's okay to be alone. It's also okay to be unhappy. It's okay to be unhappy sometimes, man. It's okay to say, you know what, man, I'm up. So you gotta go to the truth first. Who are you? You get really accountable. And say, okay, who am I? What's the truth about me? Get to that dark place in your mind. Figure out, it may take months, it may take years. Figure out your purpose. Figure out what you want to be in life. And then from there, okay, I have my purpose. It may take a long time. No one knows their purpose because it's too loud. Find your purpose. From there, all right, you got to start planning. People love the planning phase because it's very comfortable. And then from the planning phase, you gotta go to execution. So the execution phase where we all hate, because that's where the real work begins, and that's when the failure happens, and the failure. So, but you know, that's kind of how you have to do it, because every day is a battle. Every day is a battle because your mind wants to choose the path of least resistance. Every day. But you don't become better by ever doing that. You become normal, and I don't want to be normal. So. It may not be a life for everybody, but I find a lot of peace in not being normal in my life.
So if you could define happiness for you, what would that be?
It's overcoming yourself at all costs, whatever that takes. To be at the point of your life where you don't care about being judged. You can be in a room of 1 million people and they all hate you, and you walk in and you go like this. Not because you're angry at them, because you know yourself. Inside and out, and you know that you've put yourself through hell to be where you're at today. You've walked the walk, you've talked the talk, and you've walked the walk. And that's, to me, what it's all about. It's all about putting those boots on the ground and getting after it every day And once you do that, you have a feeling about yourself that no one can ever take away or even understand.
Life is always giving you a test, trying to give you a way out, trying to give you an excuse not to show up. You gotta have the mentality to show up every day of your life. No matter what life throws at you, it's our responsibility to show up to the Coliseum of life.
Life beat me the up bad. I mean, I was knocked out in the 12th round of a 15-round, heavyweight bout. I was knocked out. But what happened was in the 12th round, when the challenger turned his back on me, I was getting up. And I got up and won the next 3 rounds and knocked that motherfucker out in the 15th round. So that's my mind about can't hurt me. I was hurt, man. Like literally, I had to overcome so much those first 26 years of my life, and I still do every day today. It's not over. But the mentality of can't hurt me is just that. No matter what's in front of you, man, you have to face, you have to confront, you have to overcome and move forward. So my father, some of the kids that bullied me, my learning disabilities, all these things I went through in life, stuttering, has so many different issues, failing and failing and failing, I had to overcome them, or they would have overcame me. I was able to look at my childhood and how I grew up as the ultimate training ground for my life. There has to be some people in this planet Earth who have my mentality. As gross as it is to some people, and as far off as it is and not understood, there has to be some people like me on this planet Earth. Has to be some warriors out there that are able to take this mindset and do something with it. So that right there, once you are able to look at your life and realize that all these bad things are actually the ultimate training ground for what you're going to, encounter in life, you start looking at your past very differently. I'm still examining human potential. How far can the mind go? How far can we go as human beings? But it's amazing that once you get control of that thing, how far you can go. At the end of the day, I asked myself one question: can I take one more step? And usually the answer is yes. So if you can answer that question and not take another step, that is real failure. That is real quitting. So a lot of people can take one more step, but they choose not to. I don't know if you can take 2 steps. You got to answer that question after you take the first step.
All right, so got the picture of the first half. Did 7 miles in 65 minutes. Not bad, a little bit faster than the pace that I gave myself. And then I'm going to give myself about 2 more minutes of rest. And I'm back at it to try to knock out this last 5 miles. I'm basically going to end it right on time. So I'll give myself 2 minutes and then we'll be right back. I already started for like 3 minutes. I'm already a third of a mile in, but let's get this last 5 miles.
What do you think most people get wrong about motivation?
They think it's a permanent fix. They think it's something that is a constant. They think that maybe once I get it, I'm gonna hold on to it. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. And a lot of times you have to learn to perform without motivation. You have to learn to perform without purpose. You have to learn to perform a lot of different things, and that's what people think. They think I need to have this motivation to work out, to study, to be better. So if they don't have it, they just don't do it. And that's where you fail. You have to learn to train your mind well beyond motivation. If you have motivation, that's great. That's some kindling to the fire. All it takes is a little bit of spark, you can burn a whole forest up. But motivation, you have to learn to exist without it. You have to be your best self when you're least motivated. And that's the tricky part about all that shit. Motivation is just a word. You have to have these different things in your mind on where you want to go and know that motivation is not going to get me there, because I'm not going to always be motivated. Learn to pick yourself up on your own. You got to be your own coach. I'm trying to build people up. I'm trying to armor their mind. I'm trying to get them the belief, because this world we live in is tough. It's tough. It will beat you down. The world and the life that we live in is the ultimate competitor. It will find your weakness and it will just hammer you. So if I can help you build belief, build confidence to the point where nothing can hurt you because you know exactly who you are. Being ashamed is one of the biggest things that kill people nowadays. In their minds, kill them from moving forward. I'm ashamed of myself. Don't ever be ashamed of anything you've done in your life. Face it, fix it, make it better. You have to build a person that can withstand the pressures of whatever they're going to be dealing with in life. I'm not trying to send a message of run 200 miles, be the best motherfucker in the world, but be tough. You better have a part about you that's tough, a part about you that can break down situations and get better. And break down situations very quickly within some trauma in your life, some devastation in your life, because it's going to come. The devastation, the trauma is going to come. And you can't allow that to become a Jersey barrier. It can't be a Jersey barrier. It has to be something that you can maneuver through very quickly and move forward. That takes a lot of toughness.
Unchosen suffering is going to happen, right? So the only thing that you can do is have some chosen suffering to prepare for it.
It's the only thing you can do. That's the only thing you can practice for the unchosen suffering. It's that chosen suffering. Do something that sucks every day. I know there's so many people that have the ability and just refuse to get off that couch. Refuse to study a few more hours. Refuse to go deeper, to go further. And that's where I gain the advantage. It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak. Most people don't want to go to that extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks. It's miserable. It's lonely. You become very, very powerful when you overcome yourself. You have to want it. You have to want to be better. And it starts off with you have to have pride in yourself. You have to have pride in yourself. You have to have, there's something about you, whether it's your last name, whether it's just the smallest thing. You have to be proud of yourself. If you have no pride in yourself, I can't give it to you.
Because you're always going to compromise. You're always going to fold.
Always. I'm very proud of myself. Now I'm not talking about bad pride. The attention to detail for the human being I want to do. I call this thing, like, I want to be the standard. I want to be that guy. Like, every place I went in the military, there was this ethos about how this place is, how we're going to live, how we're going to represent ourselves. And I walked around and I saw that most people didn't live up to that ethos. Like, if you go to whatever company, they have this mission statement on how we want to run our company. I made one for myself on how I want to be. And that is why, if people can make up a mission statement, an ethos in which they want to live by, and every morning you wake up, you hold yourself accountable to that mission, not a company's, your own. Make up your own mission statement. What do you want to be in life? And once you do that, now you can work with somebody to get better. You can work with yourself to get better. But until you know what you want to stand for, you will always just be sitting down. You'll never stand for anything. Your mind takes control of you. You have to say, I run this mother. And that's what that's all about. You have to build a person that can withstand the pressures of whatever they're going to be dealing with in life. Because this world we live in is tough. It's tough. It will beat you down. The world and the life that we live in is the ultimate competitor. You have got to suffer to grow. To grow, you must suffer.
All right, we did it. 12 motherfucking miles tonight, yo. Last possible minute, shot clock, fucking buzzer beater ass shit. And this place is about to close any minute. And you're gonna probably hear the alarm go off when the shit closes. Oh, but man, am I proud of myself. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.